Hello guys, you're welcome to Ruby's Empire. So for today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to make this beautiful reversible sun hat, as you can see on your screen. So I promise you it's going to be well detailed. So if you're interested in learning this, keep on watching. So this reversible sun hat is made up of three parts: the top, the brim, the middle, and the brim. So firstly, we're going to cut the top. And right now I folded my material into, or my fabric rather, into four. This is how I folded it. I'm trying to illustrate with the paper. One, then I folded it again. Two. So that's what I have on my fabric. So right now for the top, we're going to be using a measurement of 3.5 inches. You can actually use 4 or 3.75, but I'll be using 3.5. 3.5 is like the standard, and also my client has a small skull. Yeah, so that's why I'm going to be using 3.5. So that is it. I'm going to measure my 3.5 right now on my fabric. So you're going to measure this 3.5 all round, then you cut. So when cutting, make sure you follow the line so that you won't have an increase or a decrease in your measurement. So when you cut, you just mark a line, or you just give a dot anywhere at all, so that you can measure. If you're using 3.5, just the way I use, when you measure round, you're going to get 22.5. So right now I'm measuring I got 22.5. If you use the normal measurement, or so you get 22.5 if you're using the normal measurement I use. So right now I'm still measuring mine to show you guys. So like I said before, this is for the top of the hat. The top of the hat. So guys, let me use this opportunity to beg you guys to please subscribe to my channel, share, like, and comment, and I will sure reply to your messages. All right, so for the next step, we're going to be learning how to make the middle part. So for the middle part, remember I just showed you how to make the top, and when you measure the circumference of the circle, I told you it was going to give you 22.5. So that 22.5 divided by 2 is going to give us 11.25. So I came down by 1 inch there. I don't want my starting point to be the tip of the paper, so I just drew a line, and from that line I'm going to measure my 11.25. So now I'm going to draw a straight line. So the length of the middle part, I'll be using 4 inches for the length of the middle. You know, right now we're trying to like draft out the middle, so I'll be using 4 inches for it. But firstly, this 11.25 we just ruled out right now. We're going to find the midpoint, and 11.25 divided by 2 is going to give us 5.6. So 5.6 is going to be our midpoint. So now from that 5.6, I'm going to measure 4, like you see. Then from that 4, I'm going to measure the head circumference of the person, the client I'm using. For my own client, her head circumference is 23. So 23 divided by 2 is 11.5. So that's the line I'm ruling right now. That's 11.5. And the distance from that line to the other line is 4 inches. So right now at that middle point, I'm going to go down by half inch and go up by half inch, just the way you're seeing on your screen. And I'm going to draw a straight line connecting the 2 points together. Then I'm going to draw a curve. I'm going to draw a line. Sorry, it's going to be a curve. So if you have your curve ruler, you can use it. But right now I'm using my free hand to draw mine. So you're going to connect those 3 points using a curve, just the way you're seeing. So that's it. We're going to like straighten the dotted lines. So here is it. So we're going to, here this line I'm writing on fold. When you're cutting yours on your fabric, it's going to be on fold. Then for this down part, we're going to be given a half inch of allowance. That would be your sewing allowance when joining your fabric, when joining the middle together. So that is it, and we're actually through with the middle. So just for emphasis, I'm going to like explain it using the measurement I used. So I told you from these two lines, the distance is 4 inches. 4 inches. Then this line is 11.25 and not 5. I corrected it immediately. 11.25, and the other line is 11.5. So that is it. And here is 0.5. So we're going to cut right now. So the next is the brim. So for the brim, we're going to be using 8 inches. So I'll be using 8 inches for the brim. You can use 10 inches, 12 inches, depending on how big you want yours to be or you want yours to look like. So I'll be using 8 inches. Then we'll cut. Then for this strip part, we have, let's say cut, yeah, the top, the middle, and the brim. We're going to cut it into pairs. That's everything will be in twos. So here is it. This is the middle. I'm using pin to secure it so that it will not shift. So we'll just cut. So right here I'm leaving some allowances. Cutting allowance, sewing allowance, Sorry, not cutting allowance but sewing allowance. So here is the top part. I told you we'll be cutting everything in twos. So this is for the brim. Will be cut in twos too. Then one of it we're going to attach stay to it, the hard stay. So we're going to attach to one pair of the sun hat. So as you can see, we have attached it. We iron. You're going to iron it. There's a glue, or will I say gum? So going to, you just press on it. You identify the place that there is gum, and you just iron it on the fabric. So I ironed rather only one of it, and the other one will be plain. So the next thing for us to do is to join. Firstly, we're going to join the middle part. Remember, we gave ½ inch allowance when cutting. So this is it. We'll join it together. So we're going to like fold this into two just to get some points we'll use in joining. And for the top, we'll fold it two into four. So when you fold it, you're going to see like some marks. Yes, like this. So you're just going to like pick one from here and pick one from the other place and just join it together. And you just join it together. I'm using a pin to just secure it together before I go to sew it on my sewing machine. So right now I did the same method for the other one without stay. So look at it, the one with stay and the one without stay. So right now I'm going to join this one and the brim. I'm going to join it together. I'll be using my pin to secure it before I sew it, and I'll advise you to do same. Look at it, I used my pin to secure it. Then I'll just go on my sewing machine, then just sew it round. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other one without stay, exactly the same. Then I'm going to like join the two of them together, and joining the two of them together is going to be right side on right side. Don't worry, I'm going to show you. So here is it, right side facing each other. I'm going to sew round, and when sewing I'm going to leave like 8 inches. I'm not going to sew that part so that I'll use it to turn it. Then when I turn it, then I'm going to stop stitch on that place I didn't sew. I'm going to like fold ½ inch up and down, then top stitch on it. So here it is. So when you top stitch on the part you left to turn it out, then you iron it, you give it a good press. It's even advisable when you're sewing you're ironing. It's going to come out more neat when you sew and iron. So for me, there was no electricity then. That's why I was just sewing without ironing, but I later gave it a very good press, and here it is. Here it is, looking so beautiful. So see you on my next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye.